We are on. We are live. We are the Squared Circle, the defenders of independent wrestling. And I'm already messing up already. Can you believe it?
I know.
And I haven't even been to the bar today, neither.
I think it's left over from last night.
I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Ruckus, John Zimmerman, Dangerous Dan, way over there.
Yeah, hey, Jay. Blink if you think I'm awesome.
And I just blinked.
Blink if you think he's awesome.
We are anxiously awaiting
The House of Payne.
the House of Payne.
You know, we had to change the center. These fellas are so large that we couldn't even fit the desk in the studio today. We had to make room. Not only are they big in stature, they're big on the independent scene. They are the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. You know that?
I knew that.
Did you know that?
I knew it.
We both knew that.
And what a match.
We concur.
Thank you.
We do.
We do concur.
Right.
What a match they had on Saturday night. Knockout Autism. Let's start with that.
Knockout Autism, East Haven Ice Rink, James Raymond and crew, they did a tremendous job putting on this card.
I'll tell you.
They had to move it to the ice rink.
It's good they melted the ice because that place was so friggin' hot
Right,
that the ice would have melted right then and there. And we would have been had a swimming pool.
right. They had to move it to the ice rink from the middle school. The middle school sold out, and they had some problems with that. You can't necessarily have an SRO in the middle school,
Yeah.
from what I am told.
Right.
So.
Well, safety.
Right.
Safety first. But
Safety.
it's a good thing they did move because not only did they have well over 400 in pre-sales, they had quite a few people at the door waiting to get in. So my hats off to James Raymond. What a performance! What a show he put on, and I'll tell you, he was running around like a maniac trying to get wrestlers there from the airport and everything, together.
Oh,
And he pulled it off, and the guy, I understand. I spoke to him yesterday, and he slept the following day, like the entire day. I think he got up, went to the bathroom, got something to eat, went back to bed.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him because it was stressful, and it was right down to the wire on quite a few of the contenders, but it worked out.
And our own Professor Bill.
Yeah, I was going to.
Professor Bill was
very busy.
When I got there, he was out there cooking hamburgers and hot dogs, and that's like the one thing that he was doing among many.
Other than getting the ring, what did not he do that day? I mean, he was the agent for Sabu at the end of the show. He was running back and forth concessions. He ran out and got some extra supplies. Provided transportation. I mean, what didn't Professor Bill do?
Did he go to the airport at all?
No.
No.
No, that was he couldn't fit that in. But
Right.
nearly everything else.
He was flying without a plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't need to go to the airport.
Yeah. And I think that was a marathon run for him on Saturday. But our hearts go with him. It was just amazing the job that he did. And
Sabu. Nobody see. Oh, the sad thing about Sabu is some people don't remember who he was. It had to be the older generation,
Yeah.
but anybody our age would know who Sabu was.
Well, even then, I had one gentleman who was maybe a little bit ahead of us in age, and he commented that Sabu was older than dirt, which I found, untasteful. But
to be honest,
everybody's
he looked,
entitled to their
he looked
own
okay.
opinion.
I mean, he's not cleared to wrestle.
Right.
There's, things been said about him, the nature in which he shows up, and he's unable to compete. But he looked okay.
No, he was actually. I was at the end, the autograph signing. Bill and I were like steering people his way.
Right.
And, he was actually a very good guy, and Mario Mancini gave him a piece of his world famous cheesecake, and he wolfed it down like there was no tomorrow. So, no, he was very nice, and at the end he took photos with myself and Bill Thompson as a thank you for helping him out, and gave Jacob a nice autograph picture. So it's just a fine gentleman, regardless of what has been said previous about him. Him and I believe that's his wife, Super Genie.
Right.
They were very gracious and very helpful, and just there and happy to be there for the cause. And he flew in from Philadelphia. He did a fan fest in Philadelphia in the afternoon.
Right.
And he flew in, and unfortunately didn't make it for intermission, but did manage to get there slightly after and do the meet and greet at the end. And he donated some of the proceeds to the Knock on Autism. So everyone involved, every performer, people at the door taking tickets, the men and women doing concessions. James Raymond got a lot of support and a lot of help. And the most important thing is that they raised quite a bit of money for autism awareness, and that is going to the cause. It's not going in anybody's pocket, but to the cause.
Right.
Right.
As you said, the pre-sale tickets were 400, and I believe the total was around 600.
Yeah, we haven't
People
gotten
attended the
a
event.
final number yet, but it was in the you know, around or above 600 people, and the bleachers were, you know, full all the way down to like the end of the ice, and you know, the floor seats were nearly sold out. So
And you felt a little chill in the air before the event, but once the event got rolling,
Yeah.
you didn't feel that at all. That's how
yeah,
hot and action-packed that card was.
right. And Shane Strickland and Willie Mack from Lucha Underground came in, and I think, and no slight to any guys at all, but I think Shane Strickland stole the show. Just a really great performer. And what amazed me was I saw Shane had gotten there, and I think he came in from Tijuana, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
He came in from Tijuana, Mexico, and he had gotten there slightly before bell time.
Wow.
And I know for a fact that they did not rehearse that match, did not go over it in the ring, and for
They
all
probably
four,
just talked briefly.
yeah, for all four competitors to put on the match that they did, and we'll show it at some point. But for all four competitors to put on the match that they did without having run through at least some of the high spots, I was just in awe. I was
Right.
amazed. If I hadn't seen them walk through the door, I would have thought that they had done it like earlier in the afternoon, or at least gone through some of the moves. But you know, for these two gentlemen to come in and work cold with opponents that they had never worked with before was just really just awe-inspiring.
Absolutely. One person that did impress me was the Lucha Underground Evilise.
Yes.
Right. Coming in.
Well, I couldn't believe, you know, I don't know why I had the impression that she was much taller and larger. Maybe
Wasn't
because
really that
of
big.
the TV. And then when I saw her come in, I was
Right.
like, wait a second. It looks like Evilise, but she's like tiny.
Right.
She's very small in stature, but couldn't have been nicer. And you know, from what I understand from the fellows in the locker room, she was, you know, very nice and very happy to be there, and was just a sweetheart.
Right.
And it's good to see
Pleasure
that.
to have her around.
Yeah, it was good to see everybody come out and support the cause. And I know on June 24th, James Raymond is going to do another Knockout Autism show, and he promises this one will go a little smoother.
Right.
But it was rough going. James had not done this before. He had promoted bands, music concerts before, but never worked with wrestling, you know, in the wrestling field. But you know, he definitely learned from, you know.
We learned a thing or two.
Yeah, you know, you learn by going, and the next one will be better and bigger. And did he announce the return of somebody for the next one, or am I not supposed to lay that out?
I don't know if I would lay that out because
Okay.
I'm not even sure
No.
he did.
Right, until it's 100%
Yeah,
confirmed,
yeah,
John. I want to,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. But keep an eye on the Knock on Autism page. I believe it's going to be huge. So he's definitely got a lot of things in the works and a lot of irons in the fire, and we've got, you know, 2 months to go, month and a half,
Right.
whatever. it
Right,
is.
and we don't deal in rumors and innuendos. We deal in
Strictly facts.
hardcore facts and everything that is relevant. So we want to make sure we have those facts 100% accurate.
Innuendo, not in my endo.
Right.
And
I
you
concur.
went.
I concur.
I concur too.
At any rate.
We both concur.
All right, stop concurring.
Right.
This isn't a concurrence.
Right. Definitely. I say, well, while we wait for these gentlemen, if they want, we can roll some of this match we have set up. What do you think?
We can talk over a little bit. And,
We can do that.
Yeah,
We can do that.
and this is the House of Payne.
Yeah,
from-
because I heard the door, so maybe
Saturday.
they're coming. I don't know what's going on yet, but
Yeah, okay, great.
we'll just
Our guests have arrived, so let's go to the videotape.
It's either our guest or the pizza. So.
There we go.
right.
And one of the photographers on the left there is Matt Hernandez.
Right.
And he's a friend of the show. and it's good to see him back in the wrestling world.
I know.
His
Where has Matt been?
He's running this photography studio out of West Haven. We'll get a card up in a little while.
Okay.
But Matt Hernandez is back on the wrestling scene, and you can see on our page and on James Raymond's page his work from Saturday night, and it's just amazing. He got some the shots he got of Ace Romero's match are just phenomenal, like mid-air kicks and just the anguish on the face. Of Ace Romero is just really.
Yeah, we'll be using Matt more and more in the future.
Right next to us.
And here is Hippie Dicky Moon coming in.
Because we do like, as you know, John, we like to use the best we can for the viewers. We have the professional photographers.
Yes.
Right. Nice to see Hippie Dicky Moon.
Hippie Dicky Moon from PWA. PWA guys, Nathaniel Carr fought earlier in the evening, and here's Moonshine McCready.
It's good to see that them branching out into different organizations.
Yes.
There really is.
Yeah, it's I like, and I've been an advocate of this, I like when people can work together. Politics aside, money aside, it helps to get these guys exposure, because now you had 600 people seeing the PWA guys maybe for the first time. Most of this audience are Paradise Alley fans,
right?
I'd say, and for them to see the guys from PWA, hey, it opens up a whole new world.
It does.
There's Hippie Dicky Moon giving a hug to the ref, because
I think
he's all about
I think
peace
he
and
was
love.
slipping him a 20.
PWA, we saw Jeremy Leary compete earlier in the autism show.
Yeah, and he
get
ran
in his
out,
car
and get up to Pioneer Valley.
and get up to Chicopee for the Pioneer Valley show at the Max Cap.
So doing double duty.
Yes, he did.
So
wrestled twice.
And we definitely appreciate him coming down. So guys, crossing promotions, I think it's great, because you get more exposure. You get a whole new audience of people looking at you, and then more than likely, some of these people are going to say, "Hey, where can I see this Leary guy? Where can I see this Hippie Dicky Moon? Where can I see Moonshine?"
Right.
And it's going to draw fans to your product.
Right. Right. This talent sharing is good.
Right.
Because it could mean fan sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means more money.
More exposure, gets, and you can see the House of Payne work in the crowd.
Right.
And they are just so over with the Paradise Alley crowd.
I think so. Two big guys, as you'll be seeing soon. And an even bigger gentleman. Right. I don't know how evenly matched they are versus Dicky Moon and Moonshine McCready.
And of course, even Mr. DeRay himself, you see, he works several different promotions, and certainly he has his own following of people that he interacts with through social media streams.
Right, of course. Right. Twitter, Beard, something like that, right? We got to deal with facts. Right, they'll be coming in momentarily, but in the meantime, we can enjoy some of this match.
You get these three fellas in the ring, and goodness me, if you added Ace Romero, I don't think the ring would hold up. There's some big boys, and I'll say that when they arrive, the agility for such large men is quite amazing, because usually you see guys of this stature, and they're kind of like the big slow, they're kind of, and I'd say, Wrecking Ball Legursky is up there too. For such a big guy, he's pretty agile, and he moves about quite a bit.
He does. Wrecking Ball is real good in that respect.
Well, historically, there have been some very big men that can move in that rings. Your Bam Bam Bigelow's, your Andre the Giant when he was younger. So,
And of course, in the ring now, Hippie Dicky Moon and Moonshine's partners, Nutrius X.
Nutrius X.
We haven't seen him on our show before, but he's quickly making the scene in the independent area here in Connecticut.
We get situated with our guests, and we'll be back momentarily. We'll keep on with this foot.
For us.
No.
So I'd like to welcome the House of Payne and their
Here we
fresh,
are.
gorgeous T-shirts that unfortunately we don't have. But we appreciate you coming all the way in from New York.
All the way from the Bronx, I understand.
Yeah.
The Big Daddy Dre, Nick Payne, and Hakeem Ali.
Yes.
Here we are.
Greatest tag team in wrestling.
That's right.
Well, they are,
Trio.
as you see right here,
Right.
Stable.
the Paradise Alley Tag Team Champions, and they don't go anywhere without the belts.
No.
They had to come through customs in our door here. That's what
Wow.
took so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had to get those things through security.
Yeah, as you saw, we were watching a little bit of your match from Saturday, and still running it here. And I just can't believe the agility that you guys have. Now, I see you at Paradise Alley. It's no secret. Jacob's down there. And just watching you guys. And first of all, I want to say thank you for helping train Jacob and working with him.
Definitely.
That's
Jacob's working hard. I mean,
Not a problem at all.
Somebody's got to put up with the boy.
yeah.
nah, he's doing what he got to do though. He's sticking with the training. He's doing good.
And all of you guys down there have been such a help. And it just says to the family and the teamwork of everybody involved down at Paradise Alley that you guys just embrace whoever walks in the door and teach them the ropes and not only in the ring but respect out of the ring.
Absolutely.
And that's important. That's something that a lot of guys nowadays don't have. And it's important to teach that to the younger guys that are coming in. And that's what we feel like we got to do.
Excellent. Now, you guys, based out of New York, how did you get involved in Paradise Alley and coming to Connecticut and becoming the champions?
Brother over here got in
don't put me on
contact
the
with Paul Roma.
Yes.
And you can tell the story better than I can.
I gotta tell the story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, we was wrestling in New York, and we was really getting tired of the New York scene, and we wanted to branch out. So I hit up Paul Roma, and he invited us to their first show. First time we met face to face, because we was talking through Facebook for a couple of months. And he invited us to their first show. And he met us, he spoke to us, and then he invited us to the school because he wanted to see how we work. And the rest was history after that. After he saw the way we worked, he was like, okay.
My favorite line from the first day of training was, "You sure you're not Samoan?" Like I took that as the ultimate compliment.
Nice. Now, growing up, did you know who Paul Roma was?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I mean, it's funny you said it because there's a backstory with me when it comes to that because the very first wrestling match that I ever went to, Paul Roma was featured on it. And it was weird because I was telling my brothers about it, and it was like the first time, that show was in September, and the first time I met him was in September. So it was like real kind of eerie but good at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Exactly.
on a side note, that same show was the very first show that I was at too.
Oh, wow.
But me and Hakim never knew each
No,
other.
no, each other.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
I was probably home that day.
So you mentioned you guys never knew each other. So what do you think helped build that tight-knit chemistry that you guys have?
I don't know. I think it was just the universe. Like, honestly, me and Nick, we known each other for about like 14, 15 years. Strangely enough, the universe works out. Me and his birthday are the same exact day.
Wow.
Just about 5 years difference.
My sons have the same birthday.
Oh, nice. Don't gotta remember.
And they're not twins.
And then the way I met Hakim was he used to work with one of my friends, and he just happened to know who Hakim was, and he heard about wrestling, and Hakim always had an interest in it, but he was doing his own thing on the side. That's how we
I
all.
watched them when they was in the business doing their thing, because they was in the business before I was.
Okay.
And I watched them, and the funny thing is I knew his brother before I knew him. And then it just
How
worked
it
out
came
the way.
about, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it came about.
Yeah.
It's trippy sometimes.
I was actually doing I have my own wrestling company out in New York called Empire Pro. We was doing that. That's me and Dre kind of started that together, and we did that for a couple of years, and then he used to watch us set up, and he was like, "Hey, can I help?" And that's how we all got together. And then just hanging out, we realized we actually have common bonds. Our differences make us closer.
Yes.
You know, like that, and that's the weird part about our chemistry is that you would individually, like, these guys are not gonna hang out with each other, but when you get with us, if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Nice.
So, so I mean,
I wouldn't mess with one of you.
That's
That's
but no, yeah, I mean, and then just meeting up with Roma. Roma really polished us and made us a really good team. Like, we owe a lot to Paul Roma and Mario Mancini, Dave Paradise, Paul Perez, all of them. Like, they really showed us how to do this, you know, how to do this line of work and do it right.
And my favorite line, I tell people all the time, that he turned a good team into a great team.
He'll tell you that too.
Yeah, he ain't shy. He ain't shy.
But no, I mean, definitely, it's been the greatest decision we made career-wise going to Paradise Alley.
Absolutely.
So, any of you guys out there looking to be in the wrestling business, have an interest in it, go to Paradise Alley because you get the best teaching ever. Had to do a cheap plug there.
Is there any other places we can find you wrestling besides Paradise Alley? Or is that
Right
basically-
now, we doing WXC4, which is run by the Samoans out in
By
Pennsylvania.
Samu in Pennsylvania. We'll be out there May 6th. What else you got lined up?
We have that. We also have, of course, Paradise Alley, Gold Rush.
May 13th,
May
Gold
13th,
Rush.
That's coming up where
All
all
the
the titles is on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence, Gold Rush.
Gold Rush, yes.
Yeah, nice.
Nah, but right now we've really been focusing on Paradise Alley and really
Yeah,
getting
being-
into the New England scene. We're pretty new to New England scene.
Yeah.
We've only
Right.
been out here a year. So, I mean, there's still some places that haven't really heard of us or that are just getting to know who we are. And like you said, they see us and they're like, three big guys, I don't know. And then they get to see us work and then the tune changes just a little bit.
Well, we'll go down the line. We'll start with Dre. And favorite wrestler growing up and dream match, someone that if you could wrestle them in their prime and you in your prime.
In my prime,
Probably
yeah.
now or coming up.
We always have this conversation
Yes, this is-
coming
Yeah,
up.
and I mean, it's a common thing.
And
But,
it's
you
gonna
know,
be
everybody,
most-
you always
To
dream.
you guys, it will be the most weirdest thing, but I actually grew up enjoying a lot of Mick Foley. Like, I took a lot of his matches and a lot of his stuff and just, like, pretty much took a sense of what he was about. And I kind of, like, try to direct that wrestling aspect to it. Weirdly enough, Jeff Hardy. But that was just that's like one of those growing up things,
Yeah.
fanboys type of thing. Who else?
Yeah, Dre, take the whole interview.
My apologies.
All right, well, while Dre sits and thinks,
Yeah.
for me as a fan, growing up watching Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
to me is the greatest of all time. Like, just everything that he does is just graceful in the ring. Everything he does is great. I would love to be in there with him. But working as a professional now and getting into the business and understanding, a person I would love to be in the ring with is Fit Finley. Fit Finley is like the tough, badass, kick-ass brawler. I would love to, be able to go in the ring with him.
Nice.
Him or R. Anderson.
Yeah. Arn might take you up on it.
Yeah, right?
I think just one more. Got one more.
I'm ready.
And my favorite wrestler growing up was Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Bret Hart, which is weird because I don't really take anything from him.
Yeah.
My style is more like Davey Boy Smith. So, but Bret Hart was my favorite wrestler. Now, anybody that I would like to be in a ring with now, will probably be, wow. I can't even think right now. It really doesn't matter. I'll take on anybody.
Yeah.
Well, if from a tag team perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, from a tag team? Okay, well then that's a
There we
different
go.
story. From a tag team perspective,
And we're talking about any
Yeah, any era, you know, like the, yeah.
Hard
Like dream match, you know, like when they had like the game Superstars, you know, if you could put yourself in there against.
Heart Foundation without a
There you
doubt.
go.
Just the psychology and what we could learn from that would be amazing.
I say a good match would be me versus Stan Hansen.
Oh wow,
Wow.
this guy knows his history.
Right.
Because usually guys around your age, it's all attitude era.
Man, I'm 30. I'm
Yeah, we're
34.
old.
We're old guys. Don't let this youthful looks fool you.
I mean, you're younger than I am. And,
Well, that ain't gonna say much up, bro.
no, true,
keep my
true.
age on the low too. I ain't saying.
Right. I was putting you over as young guys. But
Yes, I'm young.
kind of broke that.
There's a lot of us out there, like, our age that are going around. Bobby Fish, I found out was like close to 50, and he's still doing it.
He really is.
Yeah.
And he's going strong. Bobby Fish he's incredible.
Yeah.
So
Hell, they can do it. We
just,
can
it's
do
just a
it.
number.
Right.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
on how you do this.
It's all
and-
about, if you able physically, do it. Why not? That's the way I see it.
Not to put his business out there like that.
Yeah,
No.
he's coming for you.
It's a good
Don't
point.
worry, if he comes, he got to go through all three of us. So
Yeah.
he can bring it.
Well, you guys said you had a promotion in New York.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you straight up. The Connecticut, Massachusetts area versus the New York area. How do you feel the markets differ, or how are they the same?
It's
It had a lot of it is it's more different than the same. The politics is a little bit the same. I'm starting to notice since we've been up here.
Yeah.
Politics is a little bit the same, like the buddy up thing. They just, instead of them, if they supposed to be unquote businessmen, you want to book people acquired to business, not because it's your friend or you just want to wrestle a name. That's just the big problem in indies. Period. Instead of them trying to get themselves over, they think you wrestle a name, automatically you get over. But it doesn't mean anything. You're spending his money to wrestle a name, and he's here, and then that's it. He's not looking out for you.
Yeah,
He's out there for his best interest.
long term. This is your market. It was like this is where you grew up. This is where you don't want anybody out to outshine you, so to speak. It was like you want to build yourself up over here so you can be that person that they go out and try to get you and do that.
Yeah, I always preferred it when indie promotions, they try to run a card without having to rely on a big name talent coming in.
Yeah.
And if they can fill
'Cause it
an
should-
arena or a KFC hall.
It shows the true passion of it. Like
Right.
honestly, like you can see who the true fans are. You can see who the true wrestlers are. Like it's like that's what it is. It's just passion. It's
The
like
last Paradise Alley event prior to Saturday, you had roughly 600 people with no name on the card.
our
no
guys are
WWE superstar, former
Right.
TNA star, or
And
anything.
that's-
It was strictly homegrown talent.
Well,
Yes.
now Richard Holiday would beg to differ with you on that one.
Oh well.
Well, Richard Holiday he got a beating coming to him.
May 13th holiday. I can't wait.
One of us is going to be the
I
world champion
can't
that day.
wait.
'cause,
Believe me.
Oh man, Holiday.
As for me, as far as like the difference between Mass and New England area and New York is definitely the fans. New York fans, they're bloodthirsty. They're
Absolutely.
crazy. If they don't like you, they let you know.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
which is not bad. Like,
No, it's not bad. It's honest. It's honest. Here they appreciate wrestling more though.
Yeah.
You understand? Like as far as psychology wise, you're gonna get a crowd who sits down and pays attention. Whereas in New York, they're kind of just looking for the next big ooh ah. You know, the next big, oh, I'm gonna throw him off of a 30-foot wherever the hell.
So they're looking for more like the old EC Dub.
Yeah,
Or
yes.
extreme.
Yeah.
It's very more of that. We're in your face and we're violent and we're crazy. It's not bad. It works out there. It works in New York,
Right.
and it's good stuff. The promotions out there are doing their thing.
So do you feel you have to adjust your styles to that?
Well, we haven't really been in New York.
We
I mean, you
haven't
do
been,
have to
right.
adjust your style. You do have to be able to, when a fan comes at you, you got to be able to, you know, have your wits about you.
Yeah.
And be able
Right.
to, you know, especially if you're working heel. You know, heels, they're coming at you.
Yeah.
Up here, you definitely get the laid back, but it's, you know, they appreciate what you do. And they want to see you.
I think working the more technical style wrestling, which is what Paradise Alley is really aiming for, or the old school, I mean, you're going to have a longer career. I mean,
Yes,
doing,
Right.
doing the EC Dub, you know, which was great to watch as fans, but for you guys as workers, you know, having to jump off and go through tables on a regular basis. I mean, you know, a table, according to Roma, you know, it should be like one in a million shot. It shouldn't be like every week somebody goes through a table,
Right.
then we light it on fire, and then
It's not, you lose your specialist.
It distills after a while.
Yeah.
Like it's constant. It's like soda. Like you put water inside, it loses its flavor.
Yeah.
And it was like, and a lot of like promotions out there in New York, they start to look the same card, the same matches, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, after a while, you got to start. You gonna start realizing what psychology is like, bringing the fans and trying to tell that story. And if you don't got that story, then yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, like every once in a while, we'll light Hollywood J on fire and see what he does. The fans appreciate that.
yeah, they do.
They would just love to light you on fire. Right?
We know a couple people. There'd be a good line for that.
Oh yeah.
I think we might have 600 people for that in the hockey rink. And I probably have like 1,000 people waiting to kick my ass. But we draw a little more heat than the workers sometimes.
Sometimes. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's a story for
It's all
another
fun,
day.
yeah. And it gets back to that politics thing. But I mean, obviously, growing up, you were into wrestling. So I mean, when was the decision made that this is something I can do, or this is something I want to do? Is there somebody push you into it, or did you find a wrestling school prior to Paradise Alley, or what was got you into it?
The beginning.
The beginnings, well, I go way back, but I was working at a video store, and one of my friends, well, one of my former friends.
What's the video store?
Yeah, I know, right?
Now you
The
old.
people are like,
Now you
what's
old.
that?
Now
Stone
you
Age thing.
Age came out
Now
real
you
quick.
old.
Yeah. But yeah, I was working at a video store, and one day he was like, "Hey, you like wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "We do it in the park." It was like, everybody got their starts.
Yeah.
So that's how I actually met Nick.
Okay.
And then we gradually found ourselves a ring. We started renting a ring, honing our crafts. He was going down to a place down in Queens called the Doghouse. Brooklyn, I'm sorry. Brooklyn. And they started getting trained by dudes like, Loki,
We got trained by a little bit with Lathon. He's a name out there in New York. But we also trained, like, the Doghouse was this one big fed that a whole bunch of other little feds came in and used.
Okay.
So we were more part of the little fed, but we got to, experience, Red when he was there, and the SATs, and Low Key, and Julius Smokes. These, guys, former ROH guys that they were the New York indie scene back then. So,
My story's a little different. I was an amateur wrestler first, and I just kind of left wrestling alone for some years, and then I watched
Amateur wrestling, mat wrestling.
Yes,
Greco-Roman.
High school.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I seen them doing it, so I felt like I'm not going to go to them without knowing what I'm doing. So I started my training with Joel Maximo, which is one half of the SATs, and that's how I started into the business. So that's how I got in.
and then once we had our own company, like he was saying, once we put that to the side, we joined him at Fighting Spirit Wrestling, which was run by Joel Maximo. We trained out there as well. There we learned lucha style, which is where everybody, when they say, "Oh, your style is so different," it's because we learned all that. We can do what these little guys do.
Yeah.
We just don't, because who wants to see it? Like he was saying, it goes back to being different. If there's one thing that we can say when we go to a promotion, every time somebody comes and tells us, you guys are so different from everybody else. Like the flips are cool, the top rope is awesome, but you guys ground and pound, and you guys get in there and you use psychology and things like that. So, we learned a lot of that lucha style, that fast pace from Joel, and then mixed with the psychology of Paul Roma. Makes for a pretty dangerous team.
Yeah.
Now you just
Lucha isn't easy.
you just brought up Loki. Let me ask you, his thoughts on just winning or your thoughts rather, on just winning the X Division championship.
Oh, no, I'm much props to her. It's in 5 times. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And he's been busting his ass for so long. Sorry, I don't know if I. He's been.
That's about the limit, but
he's been. He's been doing his thing for so many years. So much respect, and to see him back in TNA after the little fallout they had is really good to see. Good wrestlers that deserve to be on a big stage finally get that. And it's good for him to be back. I think he's doing good for the product. The product will get better. The younger talent that they got there will learn from Loki. Because that is a talented man, and he knows his stuff.
Right, so he can be more of a mentor role.
He can definitely be more of a mentor to take some of those younger guys under their wing and to show them that, hey, maybe you got to slow down a little bit. Maybe take your time. Like you said, put more years on your career by not taking so many risks.
Right.
Don't mess with people's head, because you can wow people using their mind. You don't have to do it by killing yourself. Because it's one thing to do it once a month like we do. Once a month you want to do an indie show and you want to throw yourself around, that's cool. But at some time we all plan to get to the big stage.
Yeah.
And you got to do it every day.
Yeah.
And you can't work that style every day.
There's no off season.
There is no off season.
Some say maybe there should be, but there isn't.
And you can't go to Vince McMahon, or you can't go to any of these other people and go, hey, I'm not feeling it this week. Because you'd be out of a job.
Yeah. Yeah, you in the storyline, you got to be there.
Yeah, you got to be there, and you got to be healthy. You got to be, your body's got to be in one piece.
And what do you guys do as far as training and so forth to keep healthy, to make sure you're not gonna,
Well, I don't,
be up at that.
I like to think that I just keep my center of gravity. There is
There
no
you go.
tossing me
I don't see you
around.
going into GNC too much.
There you go. No GNCs. But no, this guy, he lives in the gym. That's his second house. He's in the danger zone. So when it comes to the health thing, he's the model guy. But we train in the ring. We're down in Paradise Alley as much as we can, trying to get in the ring as much as we can and hone our craft. I mean, we got to get in the gym. Like, it's something that we're starting to slowly progress to. Like, we're getting there. As far as us, he's been pressuring us for the last 3 years. Like, you guys got to get your stuff together.
Well, and I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I mean, it's just the agility that you guys have for such big fellas is not something you see in the world of wrestling. You usually got a guy, if they're that big, they're kind of slow and they're kind of just limited in their moves. And the movement that you guys have, and the quickness is just amazing to see in such 3 big fellows. And I'm not insulting you at all.
No.
We don't take it as
assault.
assault.
Because Big Show's been doing it for years, and he's kind of limited in his mobility. And the only other guy that I've really seen that can move around is a friend of the show, Wrecking Ball Legursky.
Right.
And other than that, usually the bigger, big like King Kong Bundy guys are kind of like lumbering and limited in their moveset. So, I mean, what sets you apart? Is it just the training and the mindset?
Well, I think like Nick said before, us learning the lucha style is what prepared us to be so agile the way we are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, be lighter on our feet and to think quickly. You have to be on your toes with lucha, because one slip and everything goes.
Also controlling where bodies are
Where bodies are flying.
Yeah.
They're flying, the other person's
Ring
flying.
awareness.
So that definitely plays a big part. What else?
It's funny how you say how we move. There's a lot of things that we can do that we haven't done yet. And it's coming soon. It's coming soon. We're gonna let our wings fly a little bit in the next couple of matches coming up. We're gonna see a lot of different stuff. Like, wow, I didn't know he could do that.
A lot of new stuff coming. But I mean, to be big guys like this, I mean, I guess we're gifted in a way. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or
No, not
arrogant.
at all. I mean,
but
it's the truth.
I mean, it's obviously just something that we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
The lucha style did help us, and I would say for me is watching. I've always been a fan of guys that were smaller than me, you know, in professional wrestling. So always wanting to do that, and then hearing people, oh well, you can't do that because you're a big guy.
Yeah.
All right, well let's try. Let's see. Because the fact that I can do it is going to make me more impressive than you are anyway.
Yeah.
Who's wrong?
Because
And that's how
five
I
people
prove
can do
wrong
it.
all the time.
You know, 5 people. I mean, it's not a great thing. Super kicks.
Mm-hmm.
You see super kicks 30 times
Yeah.
in a show. But when I throw a super kick, people come to me like, I didn't know you could do that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not. It has nothing to do. I'm doing it the same way everybody else is doing it. But
Yeah.
when you see the mass
It's
that's
unexpected.
attached to
Right.
it,
It's
Right.
unexpected.
you don't. Yeah, and it's just one of those. Damn, it's crazy.
Your opponent's not expecting something
They
like
won't
that.
expect.
And the
They
fans
never
aren't expecting it either.
No.
'Cause, you know, we're just so conditioned to seeing, you know, the same moveset from certain guys, and you know, you guys moving around like Rey Mysterio is like, you know, it's really not something you see every day.
Yeah.
So I applaud you on that, and
Thank you.
for getting out there and like you said, having a can-do attitude rather than, well, everybody says I can't do it.
Yeah,
so
definitely. I
can't.
mean, this wrestling is as much as people like to deny it, it's a circus.
Mhm.
So you don't always have to be the prettiest. You don't always have to be the strongest or the fastest.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have to be the prettiest, then there's hope for Jay.
No, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you should never, especially getting into this business, never doubt yourself. Never say that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Look at how many other people we've had one-legged wrestlers.
Yeah,
Zach
absolutely.
Gower.
Zach Gower, yeah.
You know, there's also there's a professional wrestler in the New York indie scene that he has cerebral palsy. He wrestles.
Right, the handicapped heroes.
Yes.
Yes.
You
One
know,
Zach Gowan, the other is
What's his name? I forgot his name.
it's Nick
We've
something.
had him
I
on
don't
the
want to
show.
mess up
Right.
his name.
We've had him on
But, I
the show,
mean,
too.
if you guys definitely know who I'm talking about. These are people that
Screaming in his ear, would you?
these are people that, you know, I'm pretty sure they heard all the time, you guys can't do that.
Right.
You guys ain't gonna be able to make it doing this. And they've done it. And they do a damn good job at it.
Yep.
So you should always go into that you can do it.
Right.
Never go with that can't do it.
Now you guys have the Paradise Alley tag team titles.
Yes.
What goes into your mind before you hit that ring to defend your championships?
You're gonna hurt somebody.
Man's on it.
Simple way, right? No, I mean, obviously we want to be, you know, want to be on our game. We want to be safe. We want to make sure that we take care of ourselves out there and make sure that the other people know that we're coming to fight and we're coming to defend our titles. Like, these titles mean everything to us. Paradise Alley is a fairly new company.
Right.
So right now, these titles are being built off our backs.
Right.
You know, I mean, we've had previous champions and they've all been good, but we're changing the tag division. The tag division will be different because of us. And our opponents need to know that. Our opponents need to, just like you said, they look at us and go, they can't do what they're going to do. And once that bell rings and they see us move, they don't know what the hell they expect.
Exactly.
And Gregory Iron.
Gregory Iron.
Gregory Iron.
Is the,
Yes.
the gentleman.
I'm feeling myself.
We actually did an interview with him at a signing event, and he was very gracious to us. And I had a young man that was training at the PWA for a little bit, and he had cerebral palsy. So it was a connection, and we actually got them to meet
Right.
at an event. And what an inspiring moment! You know, here's a kid that's trying really hard to do it, and here's somebody that actually made it, and to get them to meet one another was just awesome.
Yeah, that's
And, you know,
always good. Because again, doing this business, you never know whose life you touch.
Mhm.
You don't know. You know, there's certain shows we do, and kids at intermission will come and give us a hug, and it's like these kids don't know us. They don't know us from a hole in the wall. They just seen us perform
Yeah.
for 10, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and they feel that attachment, and you can really inspire people that way. Whether it's, you know, to do what they want to do or to be what they want to be or whatever it is, they look up to us. So
Yeah.
that's important, you know, and it's cool that he can inspire somebody else to keep going.
Now, you take that, obviously, from what your tone is, you take that to heart, and I know that Roma is very against, like, obscene hand gestures and you know, that kind of attitude era-esque moves and
Wants to keep it family friendly.
Right, and it's family friendly, and like as you said, the kids do look up to you. And do you consider yourself role models, and you take that to heart?
I would definitely take it to heart. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, that's
Yeah, you talk not. Go ahead, Trey.
Me too. Nah, as workers and being in the public light, we have to be inspirational for children because it's like they look at us. This is what they're gonna eventually grow up to be. So you want to go around doing this, that, and another. And it's like the kids. You have to remember the kids are gonna be watching this, and for us to put on a show and to show that us big guys can move. Like there's a few of our big fans that come by and they're like, dude, we like the way you wrestle. And it's like, that's good. And it was like, we would love to see you guys come down to the school. Or, you know, even if that's part of your passion and you want to jump and you have that hesitance, we're that inspiration. Like, you don't have to be afraid. Oh, you know, I wrestle with my shirt on. Was before just doing it because I was ashamed of my body. And it was like, but now I'll take it off, rock out. And I'm hoping that, you know, that open-mindedness is there. And it's like a lot of kids that are afraid to step into the ring is because of that, because of the body, because of their being able to compete, being able to handle like matches and fitness and stuff. Like, if we can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of you taking that extra step and going with it.
I agree with him.
That is rare. That is rare.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
So if little Johnny came up to you after our show and wanted to get into your ear, and you guys had the chance to say something to little Johnny about how to get in business, training, so forth, what would you tell him?
We'll give him that time. Give him his time. We'll tell
Well,
him
the first
what
thing
we
I
do.
would tell him is to believe in yourself.
Mhm.
Because if you can't, you got to understand this. If you don't have that belief in yourself, you can't get the fans to believe either. And they can notice that. They can notice that by your first movement, like from your first tire. They look at, oh, this guy's, you know what I'm saying? So you have to believe in yourself first.
Right.
That's the most important thing. And then after that, then you learn the physical part of it. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are who you are.
I would definitely tell them same thing. Believe in yourself. Keep pushing forward. Because there's going to be times where you feel like this is not worth it. But at the end of the day, it's always worth it. It's always worth it. I will also tell them definitely, not to sound like an after-school special, but
No, for real.
school, very, very important.
Yeah.
Education is
Yeah,
always
Because, I mean, yeah, to be physical, oh, I can do this, I can do that. At the end of the day, you got to sign a contract.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to make sure that what you're doing is going to be lucrative for you and for your family and for those around you, or whatever you want to do. So school is definitely, a priority.
And I give that to with Jacob. If his grades drop, he's out of the wrestling.
Yeah,
You wanna
no,
do this,
definitely.
You want to do this. You still got to have a backup. And every of the wrestlers, I'm sure especially on the independent scene, have a day job or a side job or something that they do. Because you guys obviously want to make it to the Fed or WWE actually, but that may or may not happen. And I'm assuming you guys have a backup.
There's always a backup plan.
Always a plan B.
Yeah.
Oh, some of us. I don't really have. No, but
But
definitely.
one
I mean,
injury can take you out,
Yes.
and particularly football players and basketball. You guys run a little bit smaller risk because you are working together, and it is a craft rather than somebody like cracking skulls with you on the football field. And it takes one injury.
We may have a smaller risk, but it's still just a high chance.
Oh,
no
yeah.
matter
Yeah,
what.
without a
It's
doubt.
like one slip, one wrong movement. It was like I was shelved for like 6 months because I had a blood clot.
Oof.
He had his knee ripped 3 parts.
ACL, torn ACL and meniscus.
Yeah.
I think Hakim's the only one that's like
Yeah.
still solid right now. Knock on wood.
Yeah, and hopefully that backup gives you some health insurance.
Yeah.
And that is also a necessity.
As wrestlers, you gotta have some sort of medication, like some means of getting medical,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
healing yourself.
Medicaid.
Medicaid, insurance,
All that
You
stuff.
said medication, like
yeah, well,
popping pills.
no, not popping pills, but you gotta see a doctor. If you feel something wrong, always check out. life is short. We've been noticing that lately, especially on the indie scene.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people are going left and right, and we were actually talking about that because one of our good brothers, on a sad note, passed. So we were just talking about that whole going up there. So if you don't feel good, if you're a wrestler and you don't feel good, go to the doctor, make sure everything's checked out, check your heart, check your brain. It's gonna take
longevity.
Yeah.
That's what you need, longevity.
Well, before we run out of time, where do we find you guys on social media, Instagram and Facebook and all that?
I'm at The Mountain on Instagram, The Mountain Big Daddy Dre. Also, you can find us on the House of Payne. That's it, right?
Facebook like the House of Payne. For me is at TNPayne19. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Not too really big on Facebook, but Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram as Hater Killer. Hater Killer.
Hater Killer.
Yes, Hater Killer. And you can find me on Facebook, just Hakeem Ali.
Yeah.
And on Twitter as well, Hakeem Ali.
Oh, Twitter's big Dre's God with a Z.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned,
May 13th,
Gold Rush.
You take
Gold
on
Rush. It's the House of Payne versus Mr. Williams, Marcel Williams,
Marcel
and
Friend of the
Richard
show.
Holiday.
Yep, been on
Boys,
the
I
show.
want you guys to keep those belts nice and shiny because we are coming for both of them.
That's right.
Yeah,
Now, it's been a while since we've seen like somebody hold multiple belts at the same time.
yeah.
Well, you're gonna see it because
And we got extra shoulders too, so might just hand off one to the big man here.
That World Championship or that
But no, but
Intercontinental Championship.
Definitely East Haven Hockey Rink, Saturday night, May 13th, 7 p.m. Tickets are available now. Go get them. Come see us. Come see the rest of the roster. You guys will be there, I'm sure.
Buy a shirt.
But buy a shirt, help the merch, help the cause.
We're here in rags, and you guys got
We got you next time we see you guys.
Yes.
not that we begging it up. This guy here. Yeah, I mean it's been a lot of fun. Is there anything, any shout outs you want to give? You got any sponsors? Or we do have.
Oh, he does have a sponsor. Go ahead, sponsor man.
Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my gym, Dolphin Fitness. They've been sponsoring the House of Pain for about 6 or 7 months now, promoting us in 8 stores. In 8 gyms.
Yeah.
So I want a big shout out to Dolphin Fitness. We're getting it in. Yeah.
And we do have our sponsor, Hernandez Photography.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Photography.
Yes, he's
Hernandez.
beautiful.
He was
Yes,
a
I
man.
seen him.
Perfect shots for
Awesome.
us and
Yes.
everybody else on the roster.
Yes.
Made me look good.
Now, definitely, if you guys need photography shows, go look him up. He does great, excellent work.
Beautiful pictures.
Matt Hernandez, he's been on the show. He's just awesome shots from the autism benefit, and here it is here, Hernandez Photography.
Yes,
Anything
definitely.
you
Go
need,
check him out.
Check him out.
He,
Get
I
your
mean,
stuff.
his work is just incredible, and not only just wrestling shots. We showed highlighted some of his concert shots. He's got better shots than Gene Simmons and Kiss does, and and of course weddings and all your other needs. But I really think that in today's market, everybody got their cell phone going, and you know what? I don't see how you can enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So you got a guy like Matt Hernandez to come in and take professional shots of your birthday parties, of your weddings and your wrestling events, right? And you can sit back and enjoy it.
Yes.
And I really think that the fans, right, particularly in concerts, you got them, every band puts out a DVD, wait until they come out. It's professionally shot.
You're missing the moment.
You're missing the moment. You're not in it, and you're not sharing, especially when you're a family man. You're not in it with your kids. If you're standing there and your focus is here, I mean, you share that? I mean, that's my feeling.
We old school. We definitely feel you. It was like
Definitely.
these little things ruin the world. Well, not ruin the world, but
I mean, it's a
A
great.
gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a great tool, right. And anything when used as a tool is great. When it becomes an obsession, it's no good.
yes. So check out Hernandez Photograph.
Yes.
Right.
Hire him
I was
so you can
I was
enjoy your
watching
events.
A video,
Yeah.
and it was going like this today. I'm like, oh man, that's got to be a cell phone.
Yeah.
I felt like I was seasick.
The best of seeing wrestlers do promos from their cell phones
Yeah.
like this, and it's like, nah.
Yeah, and the technology's out there where you can get, some reasonably priced professional equipment and do it
Right.
the right way. But and I know you guys are working with DG Haven
Yes.
over at Paradise Island.
Paradise
DG's
Island,
not only doing wrestling, but he's got movies. You know, he's producing
Mm-hmm.
movies, and he's using a lot of the local wrestling talent in his movies. So,
Yeah, I don't like one of his guys though.
Oh, Big Jim,
Yeah,
man.
Little Jimmy,
Big Jim. Big
wow.
Jim.
It ain't over yet, Little
It's
Jimmy.
not over yet. We're
That's
coming
a
for you,
personal
buddy.
thing. But we got to wrap it up. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
guys
for having
House
us.
of Payne,
Thank you.
all the way down from New York. Didn't bring us any New York pizza though, but that's.
What it got
You
cold
get us
side.
next time, we'll try to bring you some
Shirts
pizza.
and pizza.
Shirts
Exactly.
and pizza,
That's
guys.
that time.
But yeah, well, you know, we close to Worcester Street in New Haven, so you know that rivals New York.
I don't know.
You'd have to try it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try it.
We'd have to
Definitely
try yours.
We'll have a mutual pizza party and we'll swap.
Swap pizza.
Got to be better than a
That'd be a good
Mrs.
show.
Pizza.
Eating, they have that eating show on the network. We got to do that here.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Little fiesta.
I would guess you guys can eat.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, you don't look
Well,
like it.
more than others.
Talk about picky eaters.
More than others.
So, yeah. We'll wrap it up.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
That just
May
says it all.
13th, Gold Rush.
Gold Rush.
Be there.
Champs.
Yes.
Right.
Taking all the gold.
Well, Holly's not too upset about the goldfish. This two-story.
Yeah, you ruined his fish tank over there. Last
That's
week,
wonderful. Anytime
Yeah.
you can ruin something for holiday, you're a friend of mine.
Yeah, we had
Yes.
Holiday here last week. He took over the show, and he
Disrespect.
lent us his penthouse in New York. And this guy messes up his hot tub. This guy
I
messes
do anything
up.
with a hot tub.
Oh man, you don't want to see it. And then
Whatever
he messed
you
up his
did,
fish tank.
Well,
do
that's
it
because
again.
I thought the fish were thirsty and tried to offer them a Budweiser. You know, who am I going to do? I feel sorry for the fish.
Don't feel sorry now.
Yeah, not if it's holidays fish.
Yeah, I just wait till you guys get the bill. 'Cause well, yeah, definitely. We appreciate you coming down and having you on.
Definitely thank you for having
Thank you,
us.
guys.
Good luck
Thank
in
you.
May and everything coming up, man. You guys are just
Look
shooting
forward
to
to
the
seeing
stars.
more of you. Don't be a stranger. Come back down. We'll do it.
Anytime you guys,
Anytime, yeah, anytime.
we'll be glad to come back. Anytime you guys want.
Absolutely. I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night. Good luck. See you next Tuesday. We'll play some catch up, perhaps, with some of our content.
Well, we relish the thought.
You concur?
I concur.
We
You
all
concur?
Come on with that. Enough.
See you next Tuesday.